Well, hello there, and welcome to my channel. My name is Darthtrolleous, or Trollus, or you can just call me the Troll if that's what you'd prefer. Let me start off by saying thank you for watching my video, and this video was recorded more than a month ago. Now, the reason that it's taken me so long to get this video out is at the time of the recording, and actually for probably about the last 15 weeks, I've been really sick. I've had this ongoing cough. I've gone through multiple things where they just didn't know what was going on with me. I used to be a live streamer on Twitch, and now I've converted over to YouTube. One thing you'll see in this video is that I am wearing a mask. The reason for that is on my previous channel on Twitch. That was kind of my persona. I was the mask, one of the masked gamers on Twitch. But for my YouTube, the mask will be coming off. The series that I'll be doing will be Ark Survival Ascended. I was a Ark Survival Evolved player. I did about 300 plus hours of Ark Survival Evolved, but I never actually completed the game. I think at most I did the Brood Mother. And so I will be going into this as a single player, trying to beat the game, trying to ascend in order to get to Scorched Earth, which hopefully will be coming out here soon. I know there's a lot of controversy around Ark Survival Ascended right now, but I love Ark Survival Evolved. I love Ark Survival Ascended, and I want to show you what I have been doing. Before we kick it off, do me a quick favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. I want to show you guys what I can do, what I am doing. So keep hitting those bells, keep subscribing to me, and come and watch my video. Interact, comment, tell me what you want to see. I am a very versatile gamer. I do like Ark, but if you want to see other games, please let me know. Without further ado, let's get into it.
So, it's been so many cycles since I was her. Do I even still remember Hope? I wasn't sure you'd ever turn up. The odds just kept getting longer. I guess I've been losing faith, while they've been gaining power. You have to reach me. Everything depends on your survival. Master this world. Make allies of its many creatures. Grow your strength and skill. Explore this place like I did so long ago. Put the pieces together and find me, survivor. You may be the only one who can.
Alright. Level up is available. I just got another game. That's interesting. Alright. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Darthtrolleous. I am starting a new game on the Ark. I want to let you guys know I do have a couple of mods running, just to make it a little easier on myself, because I am playing single player. Okay, so I did say I was using some mods. I do want to give you a quick look at the mods that I'm using here. If you have any questions about these mods, please let me know. I will give a detailed description in the details of this video so that you can see what mods I'm using and what they actually do. Just can't stand compies. Alright, let's see. What can I do here? do think I want to head this way because I'm pretty sure there's things this way that I can build, which is really what I'm after. As you guys can see, I'm pumping up weight to start things off. Requires level 15 to open. That's awesome. Alright. Can't do that yet. Main goal right now is to find a place where I can actually start a base. And that was pretty much what I intended to do, was go off and find some place to start a base. Unfortunately, the Ark gods had a different idea at this point. As I'm opening up my map, some compies decided to grace me with their presence. Okay, time to run. Oh, compies are evil. And I'm about to die. What I kind of yada my way through here is I jump back into the water 2 more times in order to try and collect my gear. But due to my health, stamina, and general lack of protection, the river piranhas quickly kill me. They are definitely one of my least favorite animals in all of Ark, and I know from experience that I will likely die frequently from these stupid fish. I decide that it's probably best if I leave my gear where it is, since most of it is easy to make, and spend the next 10 to 15 minutes beating on trees and collecting fiber in order to make at least basic level tools again, so that when I do find a place to start a base, that I have at least basic tools available. After the next 20 or so minutes, I run across an area that I'm familiar with. I don't remember what it was called in Ark Survival Evolved, but I do remember that I spent some time on this island for low-level tames and some explorer notes. I'd often bring my low-level tames through here to get the explorer note and to level them up. Once I find the explorer note, I discover that my level goes up about 30 points, which is way more than it should have. I then run around the corner and find another explorer note that I don't remember being here in Survival Evolved. So they probably moved these explorer notes in this version of the game, which makes me think that there's probably more explorer notes in this game than there were in the previous game. After collecting both explorer notes, my points go up about 50 points total. And I've made a mental note now that I need to go back into my settings and turn down my XP game. Okay, I might have scaled things a little high, but better high than low, I guess. As soon as I saw this area, I knew that this was going to be where I was going to set up my base. I've watched a lot of other YouTubers who have set up in this location, whether it's because of when you look out at the water, it looks really cool, or if behind where we are here, that arch that just gives you more room to expand, and all the trees and the rocks and the grass, or whatever the reason is. This is a place where I've seen a lot of YouTubers start out, and I also decided this would be the best place for me to start out. So I did get right away started on putting on cloth armor because those stupid piranhas took away my cloth armor and I never got it back. And then I went into building my base. But you don't want to watch me spend several, well, more like 20 to 30 minutes collecting resources, building foundations. So let's just speed it up a little bit. How about that? So what I just discovered is that my resistance setting was set so high that I couldn't actually kill anything in the game. What I wanted to do here was to build a mortar and pedestal, which is why I started hitting the stupid dodo in the first place.
Much better.
And that meant I couldn't collect hide if I couldn't kill the dodo, which meant I couldn't build the mortar and pedestal. So I changed that setting. I also adjusted my XP settings to make sure I wasn't leveling up everything as quickly as I had been leveling up. And then I went about trying to collect the hide so I could get the mortar and pedestal like I had originally intended. For those of you who don't know what I'm doing here, I'm splitting a stack of meat to a single unit so that they all spoil all at the same time, instead of the stack spoiling one at a time. That way I can get spoiled meat to make narcotics. Directly after getting killed by that Brano, I go back into my settings and discover that I've set my resistance really high, which caused me to die very quickly. So I've turned that down to try and make the game a little easier on myself. Pulsating drop. I don't know about you guys, but I think this Bronto is definitely in my way, and I need to move it now.
After deciding the Bronto was in my way, I set off to craft the arrows necessary to get rid of it.
I think it's about time for me to start making my first fridge, so I'm going to go and collect the resources to do that.
And that's pretty much what I did. I started to collect the resources, built a fridge, and you'll notice in a couple of seconds, I build my very first backpack to reduce my weight even further than it already has been. Alright, hi friends. It's time for me to get my first tame. I'm not collecting berries as quickly as I would like in order to craft narcotics, so I think we need to go get a trike or something along those lines to speed that up. I'm going to need to collect some more narco berries to make narcotics in order to make trank arrows before I can do that, so let's head out and do that now. So as I make it to shore over here, I find a trike that is a level 7. Not the highest level, but it's a trike. So I'm going to go ahead and try to tame this one. And if that doesn't work, well, we'll try something else. So thanks to my settings set as they are, I was able to knock out the trike fairly quickly. Probably because I am using a fairly high level bow and trank arrows. So the trike went down pretty quick. As you can see, there are 2 juvenile trikes hanging out with it. So I start to watch it, start to see if I can get this thing tamed, and then a level 37 appears out of nowhere, and I've decided that that's the one I want instead. And in typical, well, I'm going to call it Sith fashion, the strong must survive, so I'm just going to take out the ones that I don't need anymore. Again, guys, my name's Darthtrolleous. I do operate a little differently than a lot of streamers. Are you surprised that I have no aversion to killing the babies? So the trike did take about 15 minutes to tame up with just berries at level 37. Didn't want to waste your guys' time just watching that. During that time frame, I did collect the necessary materials in order to make a trek saddle, and I also attempted and failed to trank a pterodon, which flew away. So I am now back to the trike, who is fully tame. I think now would be a good time to notate that I do have harvesting set pretty high for tames and for myself. Again, I am a single player, so trying to do this on my own without tames or with tames is going to take a long time. So I do have harvesting set to 3 or 4. I do have taming set to 3 or 4. And then I've also increased my settings for egg drops and tame and breeding and all of that, which I'll show you later in another video. During the time frame of collecting the resources for the saddle, I also discovered this really cool feature with the torch that I think is new to Ark Survival Ascended, where you can mount the torch in your belt. I don't believe that was in Ark Survival Evolved. I remember you being able to mount it on tames, but not in your belt as just running around. It always made it difficult in Survival Evolved when you had to do multiple things like collect resources and see what you were doing.
I definitely didn't mean to kill that. Alright, so we have a trike now. And the only thing we could really use is a flyer. So what do we say we go and see if we can get a pterodon? I think that would make our lives a little bit easier, being able to fly around instead of just walk.
See, what'd I tell you about the piranhas? Can't stand these stupid fish.
Alright, if we could stop killing the pterodons when I'm trying to tame them, that would be great. So I just killed 2 pterodons trying to use my crossbow. I'm going to try to use a club this time. So I am short about, it's like 150 or so hide here, which I'm going to need to make the pterodon saddles. So off to get some hide.
So instead of going out and killing creatures to collect hide to make the saddle, I actually head back to my base and get the stack of prime meat out of my fridge. This prime meat's going to make it much easier for me to actually tame the pterodon faster, but I don't have what I need to make a saddle yet. So in between that time, I do kill a Lystrasaur, then I hop on my trike and head back to swap out the meats. I still don't have enough hide, but it should be close to what I need now.
When all else fails, kill the Bronto that's just peacefully roving about so I can get the hide and prime meat that I need to take care of the pterodon. Alright, my first flyer. And I can't fly. Why is his weight so high? Oh, it's got to be the wood. I've got like 751 wood here. So the only thing I can think of, but I'm not willing to part with that because it's too rich a resource this early in the game. Definitely would help if I could spell. I'm going to build a storage box. I'm going to put in some of this heavy stuff, and then we're going to take flight for the first time. Let's go ahead and put the storage box inside the house, and we can get rid of all these extra resources.
As I'm passing this drop on my right-hand side here, I think it's time for me to let all of you know that I'm colorblind. So if this is a good drop and I just pass it up, that's not great. But from what I can tell, Ark Survival Ascended does not have a colorblind mode. I want to say Ark Survival Evolved did, but I haven't been able to find it in Ark Survival Ascended. So you're going to probably see me do this a few times where I pass up really great loot, and it's because I can't tell what color that is, which is unfortunate because Ark is a game that everything is color coordinated. I have to actually go into the settings and read what I'm looking at. So I can't tell the difference between primitive gear and ascended gear just by looking at it. I have to actually go in and read, what is this? Is this primitive or ascended? And you're probably going to see this happen a few times throughout the game where I'm stopping to read what it's actually telling me because I just can't tell.
The stamina on this pterodon is absolute crap.
I do want to take just a minute to point out how pretty this game is. I know there's a lot of issues. I know there's a lot of bugs. I know the devs are not communicating with us, which is making a lot of players unhappy. But this game has rendered gorgeously. Just 3 or 4 years ago, we couldn't have gotten scenes like this in a game. So let's try to be happy about the small things that we do have. I can only imagine what 5 years from now is going to bring in gaming. After flying around for 30 to 40 more minutes, I actually spot in the distance what I came out here for in the first place. There's an RG. Now, if you remember Ark Survival Evolved, the only reason to actually tame a pterodon was to fly out here to the redwoods and tame an RG.
And down she goes. All right, now that our RG is tamed, it's time to head back to base. What a first day in Ark. First I tamed a trike, then I tamed a pterodon, and then I tamed an RG. I don't think it could get much better than this, and I'm not going to test my luck. Alright guys, so I am going to end the video right there. There's a lot more content that I do want to put out. I'm just running out of time, and I don't want to keep boring you guys with more and more content. So if you are interested, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button there on the bottom of the screen. And you can follow me at all my socials. You can see them at the very bottom there. I do want to thank Reaper of Aces. You were the last one to follow me here on YouTube. Thank you so much for the follow. And guys, I'll see you next time.